are live. What's up, beasties? It's me, it's Triple B, your friendly neighborhood bearded book beast. Welcome back to another episode of Beast Friends Forever. Woo! We got an awesome show tonight. We have an awesome guest, one that I cannot wait to have on. This is an awesome author who just has a debut book coming out. You can see it behind me right here, this beautiful purple book. I love purple, especially on my book covers. But I've been talking with this author for a while. He's fantastic. I'm so excited to have him on, and I'm so excited for his book and for all of you to meet him and get to know him. I'm talking about Jay. Ooh, I should have asked you to say your last name before he came on. I was going to. Let's see how it goes. I'm talking about Jay Alex. Actually, I'm going to have him come on and tell me because I don't want to say it wrong. Hold on. Applause.
Hello. Thank you. Excellent introduction.
Right.
I wish I would have heard you try to say the last name, but
I'll try.
Oh yeah, go for it.
I want to see because I've been saying it all day to see if I get it right. So J. Alex. Oh, first, give me. Okay, I have a question for a clue.
Yeah.
Start with: is it a G sound or a J sound?
It's a J sound.
Oh, I would have been wrong. So is it? Oh man! All right. So, is it a short I or a long I?
Just go through all the letters. And what's the second G make?
I was gonna say
it's Giguere.
Oh, I was so close.
So close. Man, I feel that if I would have given you the sounds of every single letter, you would have gotten it.
I would have.
You would have gotten there.
I would have looked brilliant, man. Well, thanks for coming on, dude. I meant to ask you before, so sorry about that. But I guess
no problem. Yeah, thanks for having me. I feel a little bit ashamed that your podcast is the Bearded Book Beast. Yeah, I shaved like an hour or two ago, and I don't know, maybe
that's
maybe
right.
you
Just
can let
makes
that
my beard
slide
look
this
longer.
time. Yeah, exactly. I wanted to make you look good.
I appreciate it. Well, we got some awesome people in here. We got Mr. Tim McKay, what's up? And an awesome indie author and Bearded Book Beast YouTube channel member. Lucas Clay, what's up, man? I'm not going to show that first comment you put, but I love it. You're right.
Hello. Welcome.
Let's see. We got the Fantasy and Sci-Fi Fanatics podcast. What's up, dude? How's it going? Yes, I agree. The cover and the book both look awesome. We'll talk all about that cover. Yes, Jeff Brown cover. You can't go wrong.
Yeah, and I say it every time you see a Jeff Brown cover, you know it's a Jeff Brown cover instantly, but it's everyone is original too. It's so great. I love seeing his covers revealed.
Oh, I know, man. He's so good. And then we got Thomas Howard Riley. What's up, Thomas? Thanks for being here, man. And everybody who is in the live stream and hasn't commented, we appreciate you being here. We love you when you're just hanging out. Don't feel like you have to comment. And if you're watching this on replay, we appreciate you too. Everyone, Jay Alex's. Do you go by Jay Alex?
You call me Alex. You? Yeah, Alex. Okay. The J is a little bit of mystery, even though someone could probably look it up and find out. That. But yeah, Alex is good.
Okay, I was gonna say Alex. I'm like, wait, gosh, I really should have talked to you about all these things before.
Oh, that's fine. This is why we're doing it live, so you can figure it out now.
Exactly. But Alex's website and books are linked in the description down below, so be sure to go snag this beautiful book back here. Trinity Cunningham is here as well. What's up, Trinity? And maybe Trinity's daughter, my youngest fan, Nessie. Hopefully you're watching. All right. So how's it going, man?
It's good. I'm excited to be here. I love the hype that you bring, and feel like that we'll have to be matching the energy all night, and we'll make sure we don't crash and burn halfway through.
Oh yeah. We're good. I got my my cheer wine, which as a fellow
nice. Cheer
you know
wine.
about the cheer wine.
I do. I didn't know about it till I moved down here, but it's a pretty big deal.
I'd never heard of it. And now I'm like, man, this is good stuff.
It's easy to get addicted to it.
It is. I got to do the zero sugar though. I'm too old to drink.
Yeah, if you do zero sugar, you can pound down to 6-pack every day of it.
Exactly. All right. So first, I already introduced you, but why don't you just tell us in your own words, what is your book Breaking all about?
Yeah, so breaking. It's funny, there's always the high level overview of the book, and then there's the go into a 20-minute conversation about all the details of it. I'll
Oh,
do the
yeah.
highest level overview that I can do.
We'll do that after this.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, so my book takes place in a place called Fievna, and you can see the cover there. But if you look at the cover, there's this excellent Jeff Brown cloud wall in the background that I have named. There you go, perfect. I've named the Itanaith, and it kind of surrounds this region. It protects all the people that live in there. And everyone also has what's called the Zayeth that flows through them, preserves their life, their spirit, their soul. And then they come, the main characters, Sephil, Tanlin, and Narrate, end up discovering that there is some type of poison that has somehow infiltrated the Zayeth and has tainted it in some way. And they see the effects pretty quickly. In chapter 1, you kind of see some effects already hitting one of the main characters and how it is affecting them. So the whole book is about them going on this journey to figure out what's going on. Is there an enemy outside the cloud wall that's affecting them? Is there something internal themselves that's maybe battling against their own kind of what they want in life? So there's a lot of things going on, but the whole part of the story is just them trying to figure out what's going on with the Itanaith. Do they need to save themselves? They need to save everyone that they love. And yeah, that's the book.
Ooh, sounds good, man. So these are the 3 main characters you mentioned right on the cover right here.
Yep. You have Tanlin, Sephil, and Narrate. And so Sephil is called a lot of words, a CL Evnan, and she basically administers the Zaya. She keeps everyone's life force flowing, preserves their spirit. Cool. And so that's kind of her task and job. Tanlin goes around and he actually records her life. And so he's part of a group called the Fievnathan, and he's supposed to keep track of a record of just her day-to-day activity, her life, what happens. And then you have Narrate, her bodyguard, more or less. So he follows her around, and all of them have their own character arc in the story that kind of, that you get to follow them all and kind of comes to a conclusion at the end of the book. So I like all 3 characters, and I hope everyone reading it will enjoy them as well.
Very cool. Okay, so multi POV then.
Yeah, it's multi POV. I would say most of the book follows Tanlin, but then a lot of it does follow Sephil as well, and then Narrate. I would say Tanlin, you could argue, is the main character with Sephil, and Narrate kind of taking, I wouldn't say a backseat, but just a little bit less book time. But you definitely still get a good taste for them, and again, they still have their own character arc, thoughts, and you can fall in love with them or maybe dislike them however you want to, but they definitely have a big piece of the story as well.
Oh man. Well, I haven't gotten far into this yet. I've been trying to read it all weekend, but
well, you have so many books too.
I know.
It's hard.
I know. I like to read as much of it as I can before I have somebody on. And I read the prologue, and I dig your style of writing. And
cool.
From everything you just said, man, I'm pumped to keep going with it. And if anybody's interested just from looking at the cover and now the blurb, like, look at that. It's a nice, quick read too. And I mean, I don't know. I can't speak for the whole book, but I can say that your writing style, the prologue, like it read quick, fast to me, like good. Like, so I feel like it'll read even faster if anyone's interested. I mean, just look at that cover. That's enough. It needs to be on your shelf.
I appreciate it. Yeah. The, how I wanted to write my first few books, which are kind of all standalone in a way. I wanted them to be, I would say, a little bit more of a quicker read. I wanted people to be able to get familiar. I kind of cram a lot into one book, right? I have the character developments. I have the different climax of the story. I try to hit a lot of beats to give people a really good overview from my writing without having them commit to a 700-page debut epic fantasy novel. I wanted to, but I don't know. I guess just a little bit strategically, I guess, in my mind, I knew that I could tell a story within 100,000 words. The first few books I write will be like that, but each book is, even though they're all epic fantasy, they definitely will cover something a little bit different. I want to try to do with each one. So just to give people a flavor of if they like my book. So if you know that you do like this one, if you like my next one and the next few, then you definitely be able to dive into my future larger series that I'll write in the future.
Very smart, man. Well, and I mean, as a fantasy lover, like there's just so many big chunky books. Like I love finding a good, awesome, shorter book like that. So I think that's brilliant to start out that way. We have somebody else in the chat here. I don't know if it's the Yesterlines or Theasterlines, but they said they couldn't stop reading it once they read it in a week. Great story. I'm not surprised. That's awesome.
Yeah, thank
Thanks
you.
for being
A
here.
couple people I've heard have read it within a week or so. So very grateful for that. Appreciate it
That's
very
always a
much.
good sign, man. That's good. That's exciting. Um, oh yeah, here we go. Lucas says you seem like a natural discussing your book. Foresee a bright future. You do,
Thank you,
man.
Lucas.
You
Appreciate
do.
it. I love talking my book and fantasy. If it's something I don't enjoy, I either know it or I don't know it. If it's stuff I know, my book, fantasy, I love talking about. If it's something I don't know, most things in pop culture and other things, I'll just keep my mouth shut. So I'm glad that you
Oh man.
enjoy hearing me talk about my books. Thank you.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be fun. All right, well let's just speak to the elephant in the room. Let's right away. Let's talk about the cover. It's a Jeff Brown
Yep.
cover. So two parts. One, tell us how you decided to go with Jeff Brown, how that process went, working with him went, and then let us know, like, was this kind of your original idea? Did you guys go back and forth? Did you just give some, I kind of want this or that? Did you like draw your own mock-up thing and send it to him? How did that all happen?
Yeah, good questions. I guess I should have had my own mock-up. I'm not an artist at all. I'm an artist up here, but for some
Yeah,
reason my
yeah,
hands decide to give out the minute I start to put something to paper.
yeah.
But I did definitely have a vision, a visual in my mind, and I would say 90% of it is what you're seeing on the cover. There wasn't too
Nice.
many iterations going back and forth, so
Mhm.
that was really good. And I chose Jeff. I'm really glad he agreed to do my book with me. I know that he's a busy guy.
Yeah.
But
Oh yeah, he's
I
hot
decided,
commodity.
yeah. I'd spent a lot of time, I don't know, several hours just wanting to find the right person to capture what I wanted for the book. And I went with Jeff Brown for a few reasons. Number one, obviously he's just a phenomenal artist. Just the
Mhm.
cover I knew that he would make would be good. There wouldn't be anything
Yeah.
lacking. And then second, I knew going into this in my debut novel, I wasn't involved in the booktube community very much. I really just kind of came on the scene a couple months ago when I
Mhm.
announced my book for release, and I knew I wanted someone who, when people did see my cover, they could
Mhm.
recognize the name and say, "Hey, this
Mhm.
guy is
Yeah.
really serious about his work. He's actually
Yeah.
getting someone
Yeah.
in the industry who knows what they're doing."
Yeah. Yeah.
And so for those couple reasons is why I decided to go with Jeff, and I so glad I did. The
Oh,
cover is just sometimes I'll just look at it and just stare at it and
I
just
bet,
love
man.
how great he turned it out for.
Oh,
But
yeah,
and
it looks
working with
good.
Jeff was awesome. I mean, he's just a super nice guy, really awesome. And again, just because I wasn't in the industry or in the know or really talked to many people in the community much before this, he was really
Mhm.
my first person. And so he answered a lot of questions I had and was just really good, really gracious to me, and yeah, really excellent to work with. And he actually has completed my second book, and so
Wow.
continuing to work with him, and that'll still be a while before I announce and release that,
Yeah,
but I'm just kind of ahead of the game with him on that. But yeah,
that's
working with
smart.
Jeff was phenomenal.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Yeah, I mean, you can't beat it, dude. That's a scroll stopper, like I like to call it. If somebody's scrolling through books, that's gonna get them to stop. That's a cover buy in the store. Like, you can't beat that.
Absolutely. And with that, my website, my YouTube channel, just I wanted everything to be, I just wanted to go 100% on everything.
Mhm.
This is
Mhm.
something that I'm passionate about, my writing.
Yeah.
And so I didn't just want my writing, even if someone thought my writing was good, I wanted my cover to be good. I
Right.
wanted my
Everything to be
website
good.
to be good, my presentation. I didn't want
Yeah.
to go low on anything. I
Yep.
wanted quality,
Yeah.
all around.
Smart man. Well, I was gonna say I checked out your website and signed up for your newsletter, which is linked down
Thank
below,
you.
people.
Thank you. Appreciate
Description.
it.
But your website looks super good. It looks really professional and it's got a lot of cool graphics and like design to it. So I was gonna ask you if you did that or if you had is that like from a company that designed that for you? How'd
Yeah,
you come
actually,
up with all that?
yeah, my good friend Steve,
Oh,
local to here,
nice.
actually, he owns a company, North Mac Services, and they do
Mm,
an amazing job, obviously.
yeah.
And I
It
would
looks
say I didn't know where to start with the website. I
yeah.
didn't know where I would start with. So his team probably did 80% of it, all the groundwork, integrating
Wow.
all this stuff. But then towards the end, I realized that if I was gonna, obviously release a book every year, I was gonna have to learn to do a lot of stuff myself. So
Mhm.
I would say the majority of the final touches you see, like the personalized store page, if you order a book, the thank you page, all the kind of little details at the end, was me rushing and cramming it in around June and July before I announced the release. So I was able to get my hand in a lot of it. So definitely thank you to Steve for doing the bulk of the work. But then, yeah, I wanted to try to take on the fine tuning myself to give it that extra personalization and just for me to understand it a little bit better as well.
Nice. Yeah, it looks awesome, dude. And I love the mug, by the way. That is pretty sweet.
You know what? I don't know where I got this. I actually, it might have been Steve that gave it to me. It was
Really?
either
Oh
my
man,
wife or Steve. I forget, but yeah, it's
that
I don't
looks
know.
legit.
It feels right to kind of carry it around and drink it
Heck yeah.
during these.
Yes, it looks like you just like got done with a battle. You're like in the castle celebrating or something. Like,
Yeah,
looks
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. It's got to be. Yeah, it's better than like having, I don't know, just like a plastic cup. Yeah, I don't know.
Mm.
Feels a little bit
Yeah,
more fantasy like.
legit. I agree. Uh, oh, here we go. There, he has to hop on to another live. Thanks for being here, man. And you're going on his channel
Yeah.
this month, which is
Yeah.
awesome.
So that'll
He's
be
an
fun.
awesome
Yeah,
dude.
looking forward to it. Excited about it.
All right. So in a little bit, we'll talk about kind of your journey to becoming a published author and to coming up with this book. But for now, before we do that, I do want to talk about the book in general. So you
Mhm.
talked about how you kind of have some standalone ideas and then you have some bigger ideas. So for the foreseeable future, do you plan on staying in this world and just kind of building it out and then telling lots of different stories within it? Or do you have like a set story you want to tell and then move on?
Definitely the former. So I really wanted to. I wasn't one that wanted to make a world, write 5 books in
Mhm.
it, and then scrap that, and then go on to something else. And
Yeah.
even though I enjoy other genres, I could see myself maybe writing in a couple of others, but I really wanted to stick with epic fantasy to keep that together. And so this book, I kind of compare it to if you were wanting to read about all of World War II. You could look at this book as like maybe reading about like the Battle of Pearl Harbor. So it'll give
Mm.
you one picture. It's a complete story. There's a beginning to that story, there's an end, there's characters involved, story arcs, but you don't know what else happens for World War II. You get that piece. This is kind of what this book is like. It's a contained story, but there's also a lot of other little bits of lore and world building. I leave a trail in there for readers if they're interested to kind of lead to my future books. And for my future books, the first 5 I'm writing will be, I guess you could say, standalone. They have their own contained stories, but they will kind of relate to future series that I
Ooh,
write.
okay.
And they all
Very
are contained in my universe, this
nice.
fantasy universe I created. So I'm really excited about that. I want people to in a way, fall in love with this world, fall in love with the characters, and be surprised and entertained at all the intricacies that get involved. And that's why I'm kind of starting slow, hopefully slower, and then kind of building my way up to a grander and epic fantasy series in the future.
Ooh, nice, man. That sounds exciting. I love that. How did you come up with the idea, some of the ideas, like first, how did you come up with some of the names and like the
Yeah.
the land names and the world names and all that? Like I always find it interesting how authors come up with these names. They sound so cool, but it's not like a name that I would just think of off the top of my head. So how did you kind of come up with all these different names and make them fit?
Yeah, I wanted this race in my book is
Hmm.
it's not human, it's a different race that I just made up in my world. And what I wanted them to be unique. And so I knew I wanted to craft something to give it a realism, something that these definitely aren't humans. This is a total fantasy world that anyone reading is not familiar with. So I am not a linguist at all, but I wanted to make the bare bones sounds for a language that they would speak and how they would talk and sound. So a lot of the names, a lot of people say, yeah, they kind of sound, similar. Some of the names, some of them don't, but a lot of them you can tell relations between them. And I have it in an Excel spreadsheet because I like Excel, and I have a just a list of sounds and like some general meanings that they have. And then I string some sounds together to make meanings of people's names. So every name that you read in this book actually has a meaning in the world to
Oh
that name.
wow,
And now,
that's
like,
cool.
I can't speak the language. I couldn't tell you a sentence. I couldn't do that because
Yeah,
it's just not that would take up too much time. That's not for me. But I did want to have 50 to 100 words in this language that would just kind of form the base of this. So I hope it gives it that realism where when someone's reading the book, they can say, oh, like this is definitely, these words seem real. The names seem
yeah,
real and they all
hmm,
seem kind of related in a way. And
yeah.
that's on purpose. I spent quite a bit of time doing that. So
Nice. Okay, I wondered because I was gonna say like reading the blurb here and you talk about it, reading the prologue, like I was gonna say it all feels like it fits. And I just thought that was cool. And I'm like, I was gonna be really impressed if you just randomly selected all these things.
And it just turned out that way.
Yeah. It makes sense that you put a lot of thought into it because it makes the world feel more alive. So well done, my friend.
And I will say it can get, I could see a little bit overwhelming at first. I introduced a lot of names within the first 2 or 3 chapters, and then just like a few more scattered throughout. But if you're someone who likes that, then you're going to love this book. And so I think that's why I had the first 3 chapters or 2 chapters for free on my website to read, because this book might not be for everyone.
Right.
I wouldn't say it's anything, even though I haven't read his books, I've heard, I wouldn't say it's anything like Malazan, but it's definitely like maybe a light. So if you like that stuff, being sucked into a world that seems different, and you might have to kind of read the glossary at the back, definitely the book for you. If you don't like any of that stuff, then maybe not.
Yeah, right. I'm guessing this is some relation to you, but Brooke says they named one.
My wife. Yeah, she
names. I wondered.
She names a character from every book. So she
that's so cool.
in this book. Yes.
And I think that's awesome, man.
It's cool. She has a little touch, touch of hers in each of my books.
Yeah, a little piece for in every book. That's cool. So obviously she's very supportive of this dream of yours and this passion of yours, which is awesome. That is cool.
Yeah, very awesome. Yeah, she sacrifices a lot when it like time like this. Instead of me being downstairs spending time with her, she supported me doing this. And then honestly, the biggest support is her just reading my books, especially this first one. The first draft was a mess, was a total mess. And she likes reading, but she doesn't like reading fantasy. So those two together, she really slogged through it. And what a trooper. And she read it quick, I think within like 3 weeks. And so that was kudos to her. Very thankful for that. Man.
All right, let me get my round of applause back. Brooke,
perfect.
That is awesome. That's a keeper right there. All right. Thomas said that this is relatable, that he also loves one world mini stories, and I agree. I love that. I love what you're building. I think that's awesome. I think a lot of people feel the same way.
That's why I keep going back and like why I read the Silmarillion. I don't want my books to be the Silmarillion. I just, the Silmarillion is its own separate thing. But that's why I love going back to Tolkien's world, because they all relate. You can read one story and kind of it fills in a part of the puzzle over here. And so I would love someone to enjoy my world, because one of the things that when I was like 9 and I watched Lord of the Rings in theaters, I hated that the movie was over. And when the trilogy was done, I hated that the trilogy was over. I wanted more of that world, not less of it. And so that's why I want to write in the same universe, because if someone can read several books of mine in this world and they like it and I like it, why not read more of that and enjoy it?
Yep. I agree. Now, are you planning to do all, you have some shorter books, but still good sized books, and then longer books? Are you thinking of doing any like novellas in between or short stories? That's gotten to be kind of a popular thing in the fantasy indie space. So is that something that you're thinking about doing eventually, or are you just worried about all the books you have planned?
That's a good question. I'm definitely focused for now on each book, because I want to stick with that book a year schedule.
Yeah.
And then especially with, I got 2 kids, a 6-year-old and an almost 3-year-old, work, wife, just all the things in life. And so a book a year, I kind of have to keep a strict schedule, but I do have a lot of stories in mind. And obviously there's going to be more than just the books I write. I could definitely see way into the future. I don't know if it'd be 10, 15, 20 years from now, when I have a little bit more time, kids are out of the house. I can maybe sit down and compile a novella or something. So that's definitely a possibility, just not in the near future.
No, you got to build it out first. That makes sense. Smart move. All right. So now we'll switch gears a little. And in a minute, I'm going to have you walk us through your journey to becoming a published author to where you are now. But first, I got a question for you. Alex, do you like terrible dad jokes?
It depends on how terrible they are.
They're terrible. And even if you don't like them, I'm telling you them.
No, I enjoy a good dad joke. I enjoy one.
All right. Here, first one, okay? So, guy walks into a bar and is disqualified from the limbo contest.
Okay.
He walked into a bar.
Oh, got it. I was slow on that one. I guess I've only been a dad for 6 years. Maybe you have to like go to 10 years to get that one really quick.
No, that one was really bad. That's why
that's a good one. That's a good one though. being bad makes
Oh,
it good. So
yeah, right. All right. This one, let's see, where to go? Oh yeah, right here. Okay, so um, people always say that they pick their nose, but I feel like I was just born with mine.
that's a good one. That one's a little bit more on the nose.
A little bit on the nose, on the nose. All right. Let's get to what's important here. Let's talk about your journey
Okay.
into becoming an author. So I want you to take us back, and then in two parts. One, I want to hear about when you were little, just a little Alex. What
Little
got you
Al.
into? I mean, you mentioned Lord of the Rings, but
Yeah.
what got you into fantasy, into reading, and then the other side? When did you start writing? And then at what point did you decide I'm going for it and I'm going to write a book? So walk us through that journey a little bit.
Yeah, my love of fantasy definitely came when I was extremely young. I actually, it's funny just thinking about it now. I grew up on Star Wars before anything actual fantasy, but I just gravitated to fantasy more when that was
Mm-hmm.
introduced to my life. So
Yep.
when I was 7 or 8, my stepfather would listen to the Hobbit cassette tapes with me and my stepbrother at night before bed.
Nice.
And that was awesome. As a kid, hearing that it was the dramatized version. So that was cool.
Yeah.
Even though I don't remember the story specifically, like as the kid, tuning into it, I just remember the action sequences and really enjoying it. But yeah, it was when I was 9 going to the theaters to see The Fellowship of the Ring. And I mean, as a 9-year-old, your imagination just runs wild and everything seems real to you. And so sitting in the theater and watching this epic story unfold, I couldn't stop thinking about it. I didn't want the movie to end. I wanted it to be real. I wanted to keep thinking about it, all day long. That's all I did. And so that really, really made me fall in love with fantasy. And just after that, when I was about 10 or 11, my dad introduced me to Stephen Donaldson. And he wrote the Chronicles of Thomas Covenant, and I fell in love with those books. And I would say the combination of those two things, it was after I read Stephen Donaldson that I wanted to create my own world and my own story. That's when I really wanted to start writing. So Lord
Mm-hmm.
sucked me in. Donaldson, I just every time I read his books, I felt like a longing to be in his world that he created, to know the characters and meet them and be a part of that life. And so I really had that desire to create my own characters to want to be around in my own world.
That's cool.
Yeah. So throughout, so I started writing when I was like 9 or 10, and it was
Oh,
awful.
that's awesome.
It was cool. Like I was 9 or 10, and
Yeah,
my,
yeah.
my dad was very kind to me. He didn't turn me away. He said my books were fantastic. Um,
Oh, nice.
but I wrote throughout high school, and I decided to go to college for a finance degree. I got married young, and throughout all of that, I always wanted to be a writer, but it always just was kind of placed on the back burner. But it was always
Mm-hmm.
something I wanted to do. And
Right.
then finally, I wrote a couple books like during the last. I'm 33, so I wrote a couple books over the last 10 years or so, but none of them were just quite where I wanted to introduce people into my
Mm-hmm.
world until about 3 or 4 years ago when I decided to write Breaking. I thought this was the story I want to tell. And that's when it became very serious. And I just knew, I felt just kind of ready in my mind, a little bit different kind of maturity, having the kids and the wife. And I decided this was the time to write this book and get it out there. And then I went all out after that. I got the book, got the cover, and I wanted to, yeah, publish it. And so that's where I'm in today. So there was a big delay between writing. A piece of me kind of wishes I would have pursued it a little bit harder throughout college and my younger. I'm
Mm-hmm.
still a young adult,
Mm-hmm.
but when I was even
Oh
a
yeah.
younger adult. But at the same time, this book I don't think would have come about if it wasn't, just that's
Right.
how life works, right? This is
Yep.
where I'm at, and
Yep.
I'm very happy with where I'm at with this book.
Very cool. Okay. All right. I got some more questions. Before I do that, let me
Yeah.
shout out a couple more people that came in. Mark from the Book Lounge is here. What's up,
Hello,
Mark?
hello.
And Josh from Already Overbooked. The fun
Hey,
has
Josh.
arrived. That's right,
Yes.
Josh.
Party time.
Oh yeah. All right. So when it came time to publish, did you consider like trying to query and do like the traditionally published route? Did you kind of right away know that you just wanted to do it the way that you ended up doing it? How did that process go for you?
Yeah, I think initially on, especially throughout high school and college, that was the dream, right? To picture
Right.
getting that book deal. And I remember one of my favorite books is Stephen King's book on writing. And he
Oh
tells
yeah.
a story about when he got his book deal. And it was like in the 70s, it was like $400,000 or something. And like
Yeah.
I could just tell how much that meant to him and the emotion when he was narrating that part. And I could just picture that, like what that would be like, that feeling. So that was always kind of the dream. But then by the time I got to writing Breaking, I just knew that I wanted to do self-publishing, and for a few different reasons. I'm definitely a perfectionist to my it's both a super strength and also a super not strength. It's can very much harm me in certain ways in life, but I wanted to do it myself. I wanted to go through the self-publishing. I wanted to find my own book artist. I wanted to maintain control of the process, and I just wanted to have a hand in everything involved with it. And so that route just seemed sensible to me. Another aspect of it is just by going my route too, I felt like I could have that very personal connection with anyone who reads my books. And so how it's set up is like for instance, if you go and buy my book, you can buy it from my website. That's the only place you can buy it. And if you buy the hardcover or soft cover, I package it nicely for you. I give a signature. I want everything to feel like that you're not just reading my book, but that I've brought you into my world, right? This is, my world is not just in my book, but it's also how I handle everything, how I talk to people. And so I really wanted it to just be me and have control over the entire process.
That's awesome. That was gonna be my next question, was that that you only sell the book through your website, which I think is a really I mean, and today with Amazon being the, the big king over everything, like I think that's a really cool choice. And for that exact reason, as a reader, nothing beats when I get a book from an author and it's signed, or you get the swag box or all that stuff.
Right.
It just,
Yeah.
that extra touch, it just creates this connection between the reader and the author. And sometimes that connection can last forever, way more than if you
Mhm.
just order it from Amazon and they throw your beautiful book in a box with no packing material and
Absolutely.
it comes bent or ripped.
Oh, well,
uh,
yeah, exactly. And that's frustrating. Sometimes they'll send a box and like there won't be any wrapping around it. It'll just be in a box
oh yeah,
with
I know.
nothing. But
It's
that's
crazy.
yeah, but that's one thing that I really wanted to prevent, that kind of disassociation.
Mhm.
That's for my benefit too, not just for people who read my book and think, "Oh, wow, it's awesome. He signed it, packaged it." But for
Yeah.
me, when it really hit me that my book was published was when I was getting my books ready for shipping. And
Mhm.
probably half the people that bought my book are people I know. But I got to the first name of someone and I had no idea. I don't know who they are. And I
Yeah.
remember packaging it and just thinking like, this is so cool. I'm packaging this book for
It's
someone
real.
who
Yeah.
wants to read my book. And so both benefit for me and the person reading my book, just making that connection with me and that reader that I personally delivered my book to. So it just felt really awesome. And so really glad that I went that way. If it was through
Yeah.
Amazon or any way else, not faulting for anyone who does want to go through that.
Yeah.
Obviously that has its
Yeah.
benefits, but it can't beat that experience.
Oh no, that's awesome, man. That is very cool. I agree. All right, so now we talked about kind of your journey to writing the book itself, but you talked about how you had this idea and you knew this was the story you wanted to tell a couple of years before. But when did like the inkling of the story come? Like, was this something you thought of then, or has it been something that's kind of slowly been percolating in your brain through the years, coming up with this story in this world?
I would say probably 50-50. There's a lot of very general concepts and like very large story beats that I know that take place in my world and universe. Um, and so when it came, I had a very good foundation for the magic system, nothing set in stone yet, but I just have a very knowledgeable, process in my mind on how everything operates, where things are in my world at this time. And then so that's the first half, but then getting down to actually planning this book, I did have to sit down and purposely think about, okay, I got to think about the actual structure to this
Hmm.
book. So it didn't just come to me and I had this great idea. I had to sit down, whether it was in my car, writing when I was at home, I had to really think about the book that I wanted to write. Now, I always thought that it sounded cheesy when people said this, but it was true for breaking. Not the grand idea, but there was one thing that I was like missing, like connection to my book for the magic system. I couldn't quite figure out what
Yeah.
it was, and I had a dream. I had a dream that, and it came to me in a vision, but it wasn't.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it wasn't like set in a fantasy thing. It was just something that happened in my dream, and I woke up. I thought, well, that'd be kind of. I think that would work if that actually happened in my book. And so I kind of twisted around to make it like fantasy like and everything. And so, and then actually, right when that happened, that was like the connecting piece. And I think I started writing that week. And so that was at the very tail end where I kind of knew where the story wanted to go. And I was just trying to figure out last couple things. That was pretty cool that happened.
That's really cool. That is, it was meant to be. Earlier I missed it, but Josh asked what you were drinking in that cool mug.
I wish it was something cooler. It's just sparkling ice, coconut pineapple flavor.
Ooh, watch out now.
Careful. This is I'm only halfway in, okay? And I got another one in the fridge if I need to grab it. So
another one chilling.
No, they're good, and it's water.
Sparkling water. I love sparkling water. It's good.
I got maybe on the weekend if I have a talk on the weekend sometime. I might
there you go.
Something extra in, but we'll
spice it up a little bit. All right, Trinity Cunningham, who's also an author, asked, selling directly from your site's a good idea. How do you find sales? Have you had any sales from Canada or internationally?
Yeah, good question.
Shipping you got to worry about too. I mean, they pay for it, but
so again, that was part of the learning experience and something I'm actually still learning. So if anyone isn't out of the country watching or listening to this, you can buy it in, I think, Canada, UK, the EU, Australia, New Zealand, maybe a couple other places. So you can buy it, but yeah, shipping is very expensive from my website. The one option I'm gonna integrate at some point, it's not like on my top of my to-do list, but I will get it, is the option to purchase directly from probably Ingram Spark, who I use to print my books. So that way someone can, cut down the price by half. Now, the only thing is if you do that, you won't get the book signed, but it's all obviously a very much more affordable way to do so. So I will integrate that, and probably for anyone who wants to buy from outside the country, they'll have two options. I just have to work that seamlessly into my website because I don't want it to be clunky and people have to be confused when they get in there. So that will be something I do get in at some point.
That's smart. I like that. J.A. Bryden is here, another awesome indie author, all the way from Australia. That's why he's dropping in
nice.
Lunch break.
Oh man.
Nice. Doesn't seem weird right now.
Don't let the spiders get your lunch.
Oh gosh, man. Some of the pictures of spiders over there. Jay, tell us in the chat if you've seen any spiders that big in real life, or if it's just all a YouTube thing.
It's just to scare people away. That's all it is.
And then I know Trinity's in Canada. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, Canada.
Which Canada still is. It blows my mind that shipping. I know it's a different country, but because it's right there. I used to live in Michigan, and I was like super close to the border, and it was like shipping something was so expensive. I'm like, it's right there.
It's really
a few hours away.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me, but we're used to just with it being a different country. I'm originally from Maine, and we're both kind of northern guys, just in different spots. And next to Canada. I don't think I ever shipped anything to there, but I did like visiting the country. I just wish it was cheaper to ship to.
I know, right? It's wild. All right. So next up, I want to switch gears and talk about writing process. I got some questions to pick your brain about your writing process. But before we do that, every day on my channel, I do a question of the day, and I like to ask my guests the same question. So today, because we're in spooky season, it's almost Halloween. My question of the day was, which supernatural monster has the silliest weakness? Like, think vampires and garlic, or werewolves and silver, or ghosts and salt, things like that. You can pick one of those if you want. Those were the options in the poll, but or something different.
I'll pick one of the options because, like I said at the beginning, if it's something I know. If I don't know, I don't know. So I would say, out of all those, the garlic thing is pretty weird.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Especially I wonder if someone eats garlic and then a vampire bites them, does that affect them if it's in there?
Right?
Yeah. I'm sure that's been addressed elsewhere, but that is a weird one.
I know. Yeah. And it was fun. It was interesting too, because that's the one I picked. And a lot of people I learned a lot today. There's a lot of people
I bet you did.
The lore of why when they created vampires way back in the day, why garlic was chosen. It had to do a lot with like garlic warded off evil spirits and bad luck and all these things. Nowadays it seems silly, but back then, I guess it made more sense. But
it's funny in like kid rhyming songs and like other stories, like they all have some sort of origin that makes sense. Like you sing these songs and you just have no idea. Then you realize, oh, that's actually like a pretty dark origin that this has.
I know. You're exactly right. We got another awesome indie author that just popped in. John A. Douglas is here. What's up, John? Thanks for being here. All right. So first question is for writing process. We have the spectrum of pantser and plotter. So, pantser sits down, writes by the seat of their pants, doesn't plot or plan anything, just goes. And then a plotter details everything, outlines it. They have a book of outlines and they stick to it and they don't sway. Where do you fall in there? Are you in the middle? Do you cheat one way or the other? Or do you find that it's changed from book 1 to book 2? Or as the book goes on, do you go back and forth? Where do you think you fall on that?
I'm about 80 to 90% the architect planner.
Okay.
And actually I just in my mind, I thought, oh, that'd be kind of cool to be like the gardener type where you kind of start the story, see where it goes. And I almost fully stopped writing because of that, because my brain doesn't work that way. And I remember getting extremely like aggravated and burned out from trying to write that way, and it was very frustrating. But I thought that's because I wanted to write that way, that's how I should be writing. But it wasn't until like my outlines for each of my book is about 10 to 15% of my actual word count for my book. So it's like a mini version of my book. If my book's 300 pages, my outline will be 30. And the only the things I exclude from there are like the dialogue, the specific prose portion. But other than that, I tell everything. Here's what happens in this scene. Here's how these characters interact. And so that way, when I sit down to read every morning, I don't have to sit down and think, oh, what was I going to write today? What was my next page going to be? I have it all in my outline. My past Alex has told future Alex, hey, this is what you're going to be writing. And so I can sit down and write it. Now, the 20%, 10 to 20% of not planning is where kind of the magic happens, more or less. That's where I get, not saying I don't get really good ideas when I do my outline, but I'll be writing and I'll think, oh man, I need this character to like say this, or I think of this ending that I quickly go back to my outline and add. So as I'm writing, that's where kind of the flavor and the color comes in, and I have those aha moments. So it definitely, I need an outline, very structured to get me going. But then the prose kind of takes over a little bit as I go, and I'm definitely willing to change the outline if I need to, if I see it going in a better direction.
Okay. So that makes me wonder, with book 1, did you have anything that changed character-wise? Like, did you, after a while writing a character where you're like, well, I don't know if they would make that choice now, or if they would say that now or do that now, did you have anything change like that? Or did you have a character that got more or less page time based on how the story was going or how you felt about them after writing them for a while?
Yeah, that's a good question. It was a balancing act, starting out, and I guess writing through it for the first draft, because it was about who got book time, right, for the 3 point of views of the 3 main characters. But I would say Sefiln, I didn't quite know how I wanted her character to be in the book, because she's young. But she has this role of responsibility that she's kind of trained for her whole life. And it was difficult to find the balance of being, I guess you could say, immature and not knowing so much how to handle certain circumstances or maybe her emotions, but then also knowing that she is the one in control. She's kind of has an authoritative position, more or less. So a couple times throughout the book, I did accidentally, mistakenly kind of changed how she spoke to her companions. And so the second draft, third draft, final rewritings of everything, I had to really go back and just change certain lines of dialogue with her, and make it so that she was consistent throughout the book. So you weren't reading 3 different Sefilns, you were reading one, distinct Sefiln. So I wouldn't say I purposely changed any character throughout, but I definitely noticed some discrepancies as I was reading through it that I had to go back and kind of smooth over.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, very cool. All right, next question. Right now you're working on book 2, so you're hard at work. So when you're trying to get a book done, are you somebody that sets like daily goals, weekly goals, monthly? or because you have kids, you're very busy. Are you like, okay, I need to get it done by this time. As long as I write every day at some point, I'll be okay. Like, or are you kind of in the middle of that?
It depends. So normally I do like to write each day. I think consistency is the most important thing. 500 books a day is going to get you a book, you know, but 1,000, did I say pages? I always say pages. 500 words.
You said 500 books.
500 books.
500 books a day.
I never say the right one. I'll come down the stairs like at night or in the morning. I'll tell my wife, I said, yeah, I put in 1,500 pages today. And she'll say pages. And it's every time. There's not one single time I've gotten it right. You know, if you write 500 words a day, that's going to get you a book. But if you only write 1,000 words every couple months because you're stressed out about trying to get that goal, it's never going to happen. So overall, I tried to sit down and try to write every single day. I will say though, right now, since Breaking's released, the last 3 months have been hit or miss as far as hitting the target, just because I've been up late. I've been working on my website. It's just other stuff had to take priority. Exactly. And so now that that's out of the way, I kind of work on multiple projects at once. Book 3 is almost fully outlined. So for book 2, I kind of have some space where I can put a lot of stuff to the side and really focus on knocking the first draft out, hopefully within the next couple months. I'd like it to be even sooner than that, but I'm really kind of doing a writing marathon, I guess you can say, right now on book 2 as time allows. Basically all my free time is not spent making my maps or working on other stuff. It's spent writing on this first draft for book 2.
Oh, that reminds me. Did you do the map in the front of the book, or did you have somebody else do it?
Yeah, I did the map.
I always like to know, because I think it looks awesome, and I always am curious if somebody does the map themselves or
so see if I can get it zoomed in. I don't know if the camera will get it.
Dang it. Yeah, let me see if mine will get it.
It's kind of tough.
Maybe it will, maybe it won't.
Almost got it.
Come on.
There we go. Oh, that's pretty good. There we go.
Oh yeah, that looks good.
It won't get on it. Maybe if I put my face next to it, it'll do it. There we go. That's pretty good.
Yeah. It's kind of focused.
We go. So
it looks good, man.
So and if you notice, there's a signature kind of in the top right corner. So everything that I do, the map and everything. There we go. Perfect. Yeah, that's a better zoomed in view. So so that's a lot of lore in that map that's like kind of baked into that. The signature in the top left, just how it's made. I'm basically not going to say anything about it because this is something I'm going to build up over the next, however many books. But when you're looking at map, you're looking at something from my world that's very important. So,
oh, that's awesome. So this is like just the area that like this book takes place.
Yep, that's just the area that this book takes place. And like roughly, I have it mapped out, but I forget off the top of my head, but it's roughly 50 miles wide. 50 miles circumference, give or take.
Very cool. Yep. Okay. You don't have to answer this if you don't want to yet.
Okay.
Or anything. But I just thought it was cool. I thought this was just where this book takes place, and I noticed how it's like a circle.
Yep.
And I thought, man, that would be cool if he ends up especially once you said standalone kind of stories, if everyone has a different piece and they all go together to make like your full map.
Gotcha. It'll be maybe something like that. It'll be maybe something like that.
Okay.
But yeah, I actually because I love maps. To me, a map, I actually start with a map when I think about my book.
Oh, nice. Okay.
For me, it helps me put something. It helps me visualize where things are happening.
Yeah.
So I'll start thinking about where is this village that this takes place, and then I fill up the areas with characters and stories. And so I always start with a map, and I've just loved making maps. And so the map itself I don't like to not the word perfect, but you know what I mean? It wasn't like I didn't have a professional I'm not a cartographer. I just like making maps, and it's decent enough to pass for it. And I really like it because again, it's something part of my world that I hopefully people will appreciate and enjoy. And if anyone's curious, on my YouTube channel, I have like a 16-minute sped up version of it where I kind of comment on the making of it.
Really?
Yeah, that was really fun to make. So anyone can go. Now the ending, my phone like ran out of storage. And so like the last, but you can see 85% of it being made, which is pretty good.
That's cool. Yeah, man. I forgot to mention that your YouTube channel is also linked in the description down below. So if you want to check that video out, go find it. That's a fun idea. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
Very cool. And I love maps. When I get a fantasy book, like the first thing I do is to look and see where the map is. And then I reference it the whole time. Like if they go somewhere new, I'm like, all right, where's this at? Where are they at now?
Yeah.
Like I love that.
Again,
If I get a fantasy
perspective. Yeah.
It does. If I get a fantasy book and there's no map, I'm like, what is happening?
It's very disappointing when there isn't. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Like my second book, I will say this about my second book, how the story is, it's not quite necessary to have a map like this first book. Yeah, I'm still working a map into it because I need to have one.
Oh yeah.
So
gotta have it. Theasterlines or the Esterlines. Tell me if I'm saying it right. The map video is the Esterlines.
It's actually my father-in-law.
Is it? Okay. Well then good. You know how to say it. The Esterline. Map video is way cool. They agree. And then John said, "Take my sub." So I'll find the video, John. I'll put the exact video link down there after this. Right now, his YouTube channel is linked, but I'll link the video too. After this.
Thanks.
Yeah. All right. So next question along those same lines: when you are writing, are you a creature of habit? Like, do you like to write in the morning versus at night? Do you like to write in your office, or do you like to go somewhere? Or, like I said, because you have kids and a busy life, do you just write wherever, whenever, however?
I feel like my answer is going to be the same as my prior answers. It's like 50-50. So I go through, like, for 2 or 3 weeks, it will be consistently one way. And then for another 2 or 3 weeks, it'll be consistently another. So right now I am writing about a couple hours a night at nighttime. After the kids go to bed, after my wife and I spend time together. And I actually am a morning person by nature. I like getting up early and I have a ton of energy and I go. But I notice that when I write in the morning, I have too much of the day in my head. So it's work and it's kids and it's getting my daughter up for school in a little bit. But at nighttime, even though I'm a little bit tired, I don't have, like, the days behind me. And I know there's tomorrow, but I have sleep ahead of me. That's the only thing between me and my book is just sleep, in the next couple hours. So I can focus a lot better on my book writing at night. So that's where I'm at right now.
Very cool. Okay. All right. Give me 1 second. John asked to drop that link in the in the chat. So I'm gonna pull it up real quick.
Cool. Thanks. Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Let's see here.
And again, forgive my phone filling up with memory at the last part, but you'll get the bulk of it though.
It happens.
But yeah, so that was really fun to do. It was a pain to set up at first because I was just new to it. The capturing my map, so I had a camera in the way, and it was a little bit awkward, but it was fun.
Yeah. And he has a lot of awesome stuff on your YouTube channel.
Thanks. I'm actually starting a new kind of series tomorrow. I'm going through the book of Gilgamesh and doing a kind of a review and analysis chapter by chapter. So I'm going to do that with kind of starting with some ancient fantasy books and moving my way up more. So that'll be fun. All
right, there we go. There's the link, guys. Check it out. And then I'll put it in the description for everybody too after, if you're watching this. All right. So last question for writing process.
Yep.
Are you someone that likes it to be quiet when you write, or do you like music? And if it is music, does it have to be non-lyrical, so instrumental?
I definitely listen to music. If I don't, I feel like that it's just too quiet, or I notice little sounds. So I listen to music, and it's very far on the spectrum what I listen to. It's either instrumental. I've been listening to the Village soundtrack quite a bit. I don't know if you're familiar with that movie. It's one of my favorites. So the Village soundtrack is. And then a couple other ones. The Dune soundtracks are very good. I like a little bit more minimalist sounds. But then also, depending on the scenes I'm in my book, I like metalcore music, and so I'll listen to some very, very heavy stuff if the right mood hits. So those are the two. Nothing in the middle. If it's something in the middle that I enjoy, I'll find myself like singing. Like I'll focus on the lyrics too much. I won't be able to concentrate writing, so it has to be. I'm gonna fill up my cup more with this sparkling ice to
watch out. He's taking the whole thing.
I thought I might want to put a disclaimer up here. So.
Oh man. Oh well, it's all right. It's all right. We'll keep an eye on you. All right. So switching gears again in a minute. I got some questions for us to get to know you outside of your writing.
Cool.
But first, I have a riddle for you. that we're gonna see if you can solve.
All right.
All right, here we go. Chat, you can help Alex out too if you think you know the answer.
I'll need it.
I used to do 1 minute mystery. I had these cards, but I used them all up. So now I'm doing riddle for now. So here we go. This is a what am I riddle. Okay.
Oh boy.
Nobody empties me. Nobody empties me, but I never stay full for long. What am I? No one empties me, but I never stay full for long.
I know I've heard this one before, but I never keep it in my mind. So there's no way I'm gonna know this. So chat will have to help. All right, say it one more time. I will put in the effort to think about it.
And then I can start giving you some hints if you don't have a guess. Nobody empties me, but I never stay full for long.
I feel like just the hints will embarrass me even more for not being able to know it. I'll ask for help.
All right, I'll give you a light hint first.
Okay.
That'll get you off the path that this riddle tries to get you to go down. So it isn't something that fills up with liquid.
Yeah.
It does not fill up with liquid.
Yep.
It's very large.
Very large.
Yep. It actually doesn't fill up with anything.
Is it the I don't know why I'm just thinking. Is it like the moon?
Hey, you got it!
I got it. Awesome. All
right, round of applause.
Hey! Make a complete buffoon of myself. There, I'm pretty happy with that one hint. Awesome.
That was impressive. I got to use more of these sound effects. I just looked. Let me see. This one says fast heartbeat. I should do this when I.
Yeah, during the question. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Never ask me a riddle ever again, though. I want to end on a high note. That was perfect.
That was you're 100%. We'll do something different next time.
Great.
Oh, nice. All right. Oh yeah, JA had a good idea. He was trying to give you a hint. He said, "I can hear a wolf howling." Yep.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that would have been a good one, Trinity. Body of water. That was good thinking. All right, so I got some questions for you. We'll probably go a little over an hour. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine with me.
I'm gonna be respectful of your time.
I think the only thing, I think my camera should be good. The battery should go up a couple hours, but I've had it before do weird technical stuff. But I should be good.
Okay.
Should be good.
Okay. It won't take too long. It won't be too
we're
long.
Good. We're good. I'll be here however long we need.
All right. So first question, we'll start off easy. Although this is hard for some people. They have to think about it. What's your favorite color?
What's behind me?
I was gonna say, if it's not purple, I'm gonna be like,
yeah. It was a natural first color for my book to do. Yeah, I like purple. It's just I don't know, it's a soft, pretty color. It's not harsh, and yeah, I think it's just a really good one. It has a warm, inviting feeling.
Did you now before you even came up with the idea for this, but you knew you wanted to make a book? Did you always think my first book is gonna be purple, no matter what it is?
No, I didn't. But when I wrote this, like I could have made the It's an Eighth any color. And so there's some lore behind it as well, but just purple, author's choice, I decided to go with purple.
Nice. Okay. Trinity said it was her daughter Nessie's suggestion. Good thinking, Nessie. I'm glad you're watching. All right. Next question. What's your favorite food? So if you get to choose what you are going to have for dinner, what are you choosing? Where are you going out? Are you eating in? What's your certain food? What are you picking?
That's a tough one because I just love all food or most food.
No, me too.
You can take pea soup off the menu, but other than that, I'll eat just about anything.
You don't like pea soup? I'm actually making that this week. That's funny.
Oh, you are? I don't know anyone who's ever made pea soup except for my parents when I was like 8 years old.
My wife loves pea soup, so we make it every once in a while because she loved it when her parents made it too.
This is no way to put my parents down because my parents are amazing, but the only time I ever had pea soup, and I loved everything as a kid too. I took a bite and I spit it out, and I was like, I can't. I think it was the texture thing, and they're like, well, you have to sit and finish it. And I think it was 4 hours I sat in that chair.
Oh my gosh, 4 hours.
And then finally they came up to me and they were like, okay, clean out your bowl. Like, you don't have to eat it. I was like, thank you. Because I was not going to eat that. Not going to eat that. My parents are wonderful, by the way. It's just a funny story, but I just do not.
That is funny.
Do not like pea soup. I would say my favorite, like if it was something I could eat the same food every day, to be honest. I'm gonna give you I love just like spaghetti, like good spaghetti with like nice
Ooh,
fresh
okay.
beef in it, some vegetables, a real hearty spaghetti. I feel like that's
Oh
something I
yeah,
could
me
eat
too.
a lot.
That's
The
a good
carbs would
choice.
make me like super tired all day, but I love it.
Right.
And then after that, probably a really good burger.
Okay.
Just with all the fixings on it, everything
Oh,
loaded,
heck yeah.
jalapenos, bacon, tons of different cheeses.
Yes.
But again, I like anything. I could go on and on about all the food I like. So
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, that's good. Well, I was waiting to see what you said before I showed you. Your wife said meat, so
yeah,
she was
exactly.
spot
Yeah,
on.
yeah, that's a great one. Yeah, exactly.
She
With the
knows. She
burgers,
knows.
like, I mean, I really could eat meat just all the time.
Oh yeah.
Just meat. Don't need anything else with it.
Yeah, exactly. Uh, Michael Vadney just popped in here. Awesome
Hey, Michael.
YouTuber and aspiring author, soon to be
Yes,
author.
excited for that.
Heck yeah, me too. All right, next question. So this one could be a little tough. We know that you're a great writer, but what
Thank you.
is a hobby or a talent you have that we don't know about? Hobby or talent? Don't people always think talent right away? It could be a
Yeah,
hobby too.
I do, and I don't have very many talents.
Writing's it.
Yeah, right. Hopefully,
And map drawing.
yeah, map drawing. I guess that maybe is a sub talent. I guess
Yeah, that's a
I'll
good
give that.
talent.
I would say hobbies. My problem is I had too many hobbies, and I could get interested in anything. So,
Yeah.
in order to shrink my time down, I do have a few hobbies I do. One of my favorite ones is watching F1. I just love watching it.
Oh
It's very
wow.
easy
Okay.
to get into and it's enjoyable. Actually, so I watch that. Something doing. I used to run quite a bit, but again,
Oh, nice.
to the wayside, and
Mm.
I do it again once the time allows. But uh,
Yeah.
and then other than that, it's really just time spent with my kids because they
Yeah.
just take
Yeah.
all the time out of
Oh
me.
yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, obviously writing, reading, those go hand in hand. I used to play video games until that became a time sink.
Mhm.
I love a good movie. I still like every couple weeks I'll watch, and maybe not even that
Nice.
often. I'll just watch a good movie and get into it. But yeah, running, watching F1, and that's kind of my life in a nutshell.
Hey. That sounds pretty good, man.
Yeah,
All right. What about put on your memory cap here. Take
yeah.
us back. Tell us what was your first job that you got a paycheck for. So not just like getting paid by your parents to, cut
Yeah.
the grass or something. What was like your first job?
This is a fun one. So, growing up in Maine, my first job that I got a paycheck for was blueberry raking.
Oh, blueberry raking.
Yeah, so
You're raking the blueberries that fall on the ground. You
you
rake them up.
how it sounds is exactly how it is. You have a rake in your hand. It's a hand rake. You can like Google it, and you rake up blueberries from the bush, put it
Oh
in a
man,
bucket. And I
I'm
think,
looking it up right now.
yeah, it's great. And it was so fun. I think I was either 12 or 13. I think I was 13. Yeah, 13 because I raked with my best friend at the
Oh
time.
wow.
And
So it looks like that.
yeah, just like that. That's
Huh.
exactly a blueberry rake. Yeah.
That's crazy.
And I think I made like $35 a day. I was 13, so I saved half the money, and then I
Mhm.
bought a brand new PS2 with it. So
Yeah.
that was great. That was a really great fun summer. So that was my first job.
Oh man, PS2. Did you play Grand Theft Auto 3 on PS2?
No, played it at my friend's house. I mostly played, oh man, the PS2. Half my time was spent playing Lord of the Rings: The Third Age.
Oh yeah,
I just
that was a
love
good
that
one.
game so much. And
That was awesome.
I always played like weird games that weren't like extremely popular, like Conflict Desert Storm. I don't know if you ever played those.
Oh
Those were
yeah, I
fun.
remember that. Yeah,
Like
yeah,
those were kind of well known, but like
yeah,
it wasn't until I got older that I started to get into like the main Call of Duty games.
yeah,
But
yeah,
oh,
yeah.
my favorite video game of all time, Final Fantasy X. I bought
Oh
that one of the
yeah,
first for
that's good.
PS2, and that game, oh my gosh, it's so good. So good.
Oh man, it is. It is. It is good. Yeah, I'm oh yeah, and then the Resident Evil games. Yep, Resident Evil 2. Oh,
Mm,
I love that on the PS2. PS2 is pretty awesome, Michael. I mean,
I think it
as a
is. I
system,
think
it is. It is. I agree. But I mean, graphics wise now, I mean, games look gorgeous, of course, but man, PS2 was awesome.
I mean, I think
It
there's
was
a
amazing.
reason. It's probably a little bit of nostalgia too, but I think there's a reason why so many people want to see ports to newer consoles and remakes
Oh
because
yeah.
there's just so many good games.
Yes.
PS1 era too, as well. Both kind of the PS1 and PS2 had just some phenomenal games on them.
Oh yeah. Well, I miss having a game. You get the game, and that's it. There's the game. It doesn't have to be updated so often. It doesn't have to be patched and fixed and all this stuff. That's the game.
It was so exciting just getting home, opening it up, popping it in, and just playing it all night long. And you didn't have to worry about anything else.
Man,
what a weird world that is where now you just know 100% there's going to be updates, which is great. If there's a bug, they can fix it. But back then, like, it's just an update. You wouldn't know if someone said, "Hey, this game needs to be updated."
Yeah, you'd be like, "What?
What are you talking about?"
I know. Do you mean I gotta take it out and blow on it?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. All right. Along the same lines, what was your first car? What was your first ride? What was Alex driving around in to the blueberry patch?
Much to the chagrin of my father-in-law, who loves cars, I am not a car person. Even though I love watching F1 and I get into that very much so, I've never bought a car for myself. It's either been for my wife or I just kind of used like the extra family vehicle growing up because I was like, oh, I'm not going to spend $3,000 on a car. Like, I just don't need to. I want to get it. So I've just never been a car person. So I bought a couple cars, but again, it's always been family cars. I don't know if right now I drive a 2005 silver CRV that has 250,000 miles on it. And
CRVs will run forever, man.
Yeah. I'll drive that to the moon and back again. Like, I don't care. It's I'll drive that till it blows up.
That's smart, man. People can waste a lot of money on cars when really it's just got to get you where you need to go.
One day I will splurge. I will buy one car for myself ever, and it'll be a car that I just probably spend too much money on, but that'll be the car for the rest of my life.
Oh yeah, and it's gonna be purple.
Yeah, I got to think about that.
Purple.
I gotta think about that. Now. Maybe get it.
All right, very cool. All right, you mentioned we talked about video games and movies, so you kind of talked about some of your favorite video games already. But what about movies? Obviously, Lord of the Rings, probably. But besides that, what are some of your favorite movies?
Yeah, I love movies, and it's funny. I was actually thinking about making an episode, actually, my podcast on this. I probably will on my YouTube channel. But I've heard before, especially kind of well-known authors say, like, get away from the TV, stop watching movies, stay with books. But I actually gather a lot of emotional, I would say, inspiration from watching those the dramatic feels. That's why I love The Village. It's a love story rather than a horror movie. And I know there's kind of like some people don't like that movie. I understand that, but the emotion in that movie is just so tense. And I feel like that like really charges me up for picturing that imagery and writing a scene in a book for me. So yeah, I mean, off the top of my head, I would have to say Memento, The Village. Yeah, Memento's a really great one. Honestly, any Christopher Nolan one is good. I would say The Prestige. Yeah. The Prestige is really great. Yeah. I like Quentin Tarantino's movies because I love how dramatic they are.
Yeah, they're
Glorious Bastards, Django. All of his are so good.
Yeah.
And then there's a plethora of others, but Whiplash. Oh my goodness. I didn't watch Whiplash. Have you ever watched that movie?
I have not, but your wife said Whiplash.
Yeah, so it came out in like 2014, and I didn't watch it till like a few months ago.
Whiplash.
It's got I always forget the name, Miles Teller, and is it HK something? I forget the other guy's name in it.
J.K. Simmons.
J.K. Simmons, yeah. And so I watched it for the first time a few months ago. And I watched it and I was like, oh my gosh. And so I literally the next night I watched it again. And then that weekend I told my wife, I said, we have to watch it together. I know you're not going to like it, but we're going to watch it together. And so I think the first 2 weeks I watched it like 5 times. I could just watch. So anyway, I like a really good, and I lean more towards the dramatic feel movies, obviously. Memento, The Village, kind of these very much like focused on the person, and The Prestige is, again, I mentioned that, but a great one. So I don't really care much for, like, I don't get into the Marvel movies much. I don't really care too much for like kind of grand epic things. Some of them, an exception, like the Mission Impossible movies are pretty cool. They're just cool movies. I like more kind of the smaller focus on a few main characters and have that really intense feel to them.
Very nice. Now, Trinity wants to know if you're a drummer, since you like Whiplash so much.
I am not a drummer. But that movie, could make me become one.
Makes you want to be.
I could see how it could inspire some people to do it. Maybe not have J.K. Simmons as a teacher, but
right, yeah. Oh, that's awesome, man. All right. You mentioned reading, that you still find time to read. So how do you do that? Do you just mood read when you have time or feel like it, or do you make time for it on a continuous basis?
I have to make time, because if I don't, then I won't read it, because life is just so
Mhm.
busy, so I
Oh
have
yeah.
to set aside time to read, which, I mean, I would be reading all the time if I wasn't writing. So I
Yeah.
guess it's a
Right.
good thing.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
and most of the things I read, I've been reading a little bit new kinda indie, authors.
Mhm.
I just read Alba Montero's book and had a
Oh
discussion with
yeah.
him on my
That's
podcast. That
good.
was really good.
Mhm.
I'm
Yeah.
now reading Ezra Ferguson's book, Return to Aramon. So
Oh.
I'm kind of starting to read a little bit of indie stuff, but then I know I'm going to
Mhm.
return to like the Chronicles of Thomas Covenant, Lord of the Rings. I
Oh yeah.
definitely am very much a repeat reader. I'll read one book that I love 10 times before I pick up a
Oh
new one.
wow.
So that's
Okay.
kind of how I like to.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Interesting. So you'll reread one book multiple times, not just once.
multiple times. If I love
Wow.
like Lord of
That's
the Rings,
awesome.
like I said, Lord of the Rings and Stephen Donaldson, I've read their books. Like I just don't know how many times I've read them over and
Dang.
over.
That's
But and
awesome.
I know that kind of, I guess you could say, limits me. A Wheel of Time is another one. I haven't finished. I
Mm.
actually haven't finished that series. I've started it so many times, and then I always have this like weird thing happen, like whether it's a kid coming on or like
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
married young and then having to work while I
Yeah.
go to school full time.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's one you can't put down for like 2
That's
years.
series of the
Yeah, so I
commitment.
have
Yeah,
to.
you gotta
So I
see it through.
yeah, so I have to revisit it again. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I'd rather. I'm not saying there's no other good books out there. I know there are, but I would just rather go to a book that I know I love rather than just trying to
Yeah.
take a risk, I guess you can say. But I've been trying to branch out a little bit more. Like I said, reading Aubel's book, reading a couple more indie
Yeah.
books that are coming out. So
Very cool. That's awesome. Yeah, I read Abel's book too, and it was really good. I enjoyed that a lot. Did you see the cover for his second book?
I did. Yeah,
Man, he
very
does it
good.
right too. He
He
does it
does. He
right
does.
too.
I'm excited for that book. That should be good.
Yeah, I agree. All right. So to end up here, I just have a few rapid fire questions
Yep,
that you kind of already have answered. So I
that's
don't
fine.
know.
We can
Okay,
go through them again.
I'll ask them again, but I'm pretty sure you answered most of them already. So usually I ask Star Wars or Star Trek. You said you grew up on Star Wars. Would you still say Star Wars?
I would still say it just because I didn't get into Star Trek.
Mm-hmm.
I was just the family was always Star Wars. I could see me, I don't know how it would have been if I did get into Star Trek, but yeah, Star Wars above.
Yeah. Okay. And then I usually ask PlayStation or Nintendo.
Hmm. I definitely I grew up on both. Every time I
Mm-hmm.
got a PlayStation console, I had a Nintendo console, but I think there was something about PlayStation that I just love.
Mm-hmm.
Probably because Final Fantasy X was on it. It was the
Yep.
first console
Same.
I bought was the PS2, so I'd lean towards
Yep.
that.
Yep. Very nice. All right. Who's your favorite Ninja Turtle?
I'd never watched Ninja Turtles, believe it
What?
or not. I have not watched a single episode of Ninja Turtles my entire life.
Oh
Again,
man.
one of those things where
That's fair.
I either know it or I don't.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah,
there's no
yeah.
middle ground. I
Hey,
never yeah,
nothing
so
wrong with that, man.
I'm being
Nothing wrong with
honest
that.
with you.
Hey, I
I'll go with
appreciate that.
Michelangelo. Right? That's one of them, right? I'll
Well,
just
that
do
works.
that.
He's my favorite, so that's
Yeah,
good.
there we
That's
go.
good.
Perfect.
And then I usually ask, oh, there was another question that you already answered, and now I forget. So it doesn't matter because you already said
That's
what
fine.
it would be. But my last two have to do with food. So first one is, which is the better tasting grape, green grape or red grape? Or purple, reddish purple.
Yeah. I would probably if they're in the platter together, I'm probably going for
Mm-hmm.
green.
Okay.
I think I'm going for green.
I'll forgive you.
That's all right. It's
No,
funny,
it's
like
I.
I have them so
Oh,
far
go ahead.
apart, I don't even realize that there's a different taste. I would almost have to do a taste testing for me to really
Try one,
determine.
then try the
Yeah,
other. Yeah. I love to ask that because it's every time it's different back and forth. Like
yeah.
there's no like no one. It's not a majority likes one or the other. All right, last one, because you're drinking your sparkling water with pineapple in it. Is pineapple a good pizza topping?
When it's coupled with salty. So,
Mm-hmm.
like, I actually really like Hawaiian pizza. I think it's better if
Yeah,
you add,
me
like,
too.
sardines to it to just, like, get the salt
Sardines.
even
Ooh, I've never
more.
tried that.
Yeah,
Okay.
if you do, like, the super sweet and the super salty,
Yeah, that
together,
is a good
that's what I like.
mix.
Yeah, it is a good mix. But, yeah, I definitely am I can't eat pineapple a lot. It hurts my throat too much, just how
Oh, really?
it just does. But when it's cooked on the pizza, then I'm eating it.
It's good to go.
It's good.
Man, I don't think I've ever even tried sardines before. Do they taste fishy at all or no?
They are fish.
Yeah, some fish are less fishy than others.
No, it's fishy. It's fishy. And yeah, I actually got my 6-year-old daughter on the kick too. So every time I open up a can of sardines, she eats them with me. And so
that's awesome.
That. She loves it. She picks up the tail and
oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like anything's, if it's really salty, it's good.
Absolutely.
Oh, awesome stuff. All right. Well, thank you so much, man. This has been a blast. I had a great time. I would love to have you on again anytime when you have a new book come out. After I read your book, if you want to do like a spoiler chat or anything that you need or you need help with, let me know. It's called Beast Friends Forever for a reason. We're Beast Friends Forever now, my friends. So
we are forever.
That's right. So before we go, I'm going to give you the floor to shout out, say, share anything you want before I go into my ending spiel.
Yeah, well, thank you very much for having me. Been really great, and definitely would love to come on again. I think a spoiler, I never thought about that before, but a spoiler cast would be really good. That might be enjoyable, but we'll definitely be on again. Very, very nice. Thank you very much for having me. But yeah, go ahead and order Breaking. Again, you can only get it through my website. I will have it very nicely wrapped for you. I will sign it, and hopefully you have a great experience for that. But you can buy ebook, hardcover, softcover, audiobook. I will say the audiobook is still getting finished, but it will be finished. And if you do buy the audiobook, I'll give you the ebook for free in case you get stumped up, and you can get that. So feel free to order whatever one you want to. And then, yeah, go ahead to my YouTube channel. I have some exciting videos coming up, and you can stay up to date on everything. I would say also very important, go to my website, sign up for my newsletter. I only send out a newsletter once a month just to give you update on everything going on. So I'm not going to spam you with a ton of stuff, but it's for you just to kind of keep involved with what's happening. So yeah, I think that's everything.
Very nice. That's awesome. I forgot to ask you about an audiobook. I was going to ask. So that's cool that you're doing that. There you go. All bases covered.
Yeah, I got it all. I got it all covered. Yeah, have it however you want to.
Awesome. Very nice. All right. So make sure that you check the description again. The website's in there. His YouTube channel's in there. The map making video will be in there. I'll put that in there right after this, so you can go right to that. But thank you again, man. This has been awesome. Chat, you guys are fantastic. Thank you all for being in there. And if you're watching this on replay, we appreciate you too. Make sure you go and check out Alex's book. And everybody, I will be back with another one in a couple days. So keep an eye on the socials for all the info on that. But we'll see you in that next one. And until I do, as I always say, devour your TBRs, be brave, be beautiful to one another, and be beastly. We'll see you, everybody. Take it easy.